Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, April 12th, 2012. We're going to jump right into the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see the markets are trading higher this morning by about 5 points. So a decent little pop there in the futures market. One thing I want to point out today about the market is that when the futures are trading higher, it usually means that the U.S. dollar index is trading lower. That certainly is the case this morning. Let's flip over to a chart of the U.S. dollar index, and you'll see the dollar has really come down pretty sharply since around 5 in the morning over the past 2 hours. That's a pretty big decline, 79.95 high all the way down to around 79.60. That's a pretty steep fall, and now they're getting a little bit of a bounce, but either way, whenever the dollar declines, the markets will inflate and trade higher. That's something everybody should remember each and every day. Let's go on to talk about a few things out there this morning. One, last night in Asia, the markets soared. So markets were up sharply in Asia. The Shanghai was the leading index, up 1.82%. That move in the Shanghai was based on the fact that China is thinking about cutting their rates. So that's another monetary easing going on there. And all the Chinese ADRs should be in play today, at least initially early. Stocks like Baidu should be pretty strong. Sina Corp should be pretty strong. Everything in the Chinese, any Chinese ADRs should be pretty well today for the most part. I'm just looking at a few here, and they all look like they're holding up pretty well this morning. So keep an eye on all the Chinese ADRs. Stocks like Baidu and etc. Will be doing pretty well this morning to start the day, as long as the U.S. markets hold up this morning, which I think they probably will. So you want to watch that. Let's take a look here at oil and gold. Today you do have oil trading up a little bit, up 43 cents on light sweet crude to $103.14 a barrel. You take a look at the USO. The USO is trading higher. Last night, Janet Yellen from the Federal Reserve did speak, and she really sounded like she's ready for QE3 to come any day now. So again, they're keeping that QE3 out there, more monetary easing. That will keep oil prices high as the dollar will be weaker. That will also help gold prices as well. Take a look at the GLD this morning. GLD is trading at 160.40. Spot gold is trading, I believe, down 7 points to 16.55 or 16.54 an ounce on spot gold. So overall, that's what we have to look for. If the dollar falls, gold should hold up, and oil will get a little bit of a bid. So remember that. Gasoline will also go up. Right now, gasoline had finally gotten a little bit of a pullback, but you see here yesterday, gasoline had a nice move and finished at 56.53 on the UGA. Overall, the high on UGA was around, I believe, 50, almost a 59 level if you look at a daily chart. So either way you slice it or dice it, gasoline is still pretty high. Just a small, shallow pullback is what we had over the past few days. But if the dollar starts to fall, gasoline should go right back up to the highs. So that's what we have to watch for going forward. Now, there's a lot of chatter about Italian bond yields. I believe Italy did have a bond auction today. Yields are spiking, but the market doesn't seem to care. As long as the dollar goes down, it really doesn't seem to matter all that much. So again, yields in Italian bond yields are starting to rise, but as long as the dollar goes down, the market seems to be okay with it. We wonder when the problems are going to come in from Italy and Spain. Don't think it will be all that long. Let's take a look at a few stocks out there today. First stock I'm going to start off with is Royal Dutch Shell. Ticker symbol is RDS.A, and that's the American shares here. You'll see the stock is trading down pretty sharply around the 67 area. The stock actually has some support around 66.85, and then the next support level would be all the way down to a daily chart double bottom. That's going to be around $64.75. So again, this stock right now is down because it looks like there's an oil leak in the Gulf of Mexico. It's about 10 miles long. You got to watch this one very closely. So if that level gets taken out, and it very well could, the current level right here around 67, you got to look all the way down to 64.75 before the stock has some near-term support. After that, it's going to be all the way down to around $60 and then ultimately down to around the 58 level. But there could be bounces in here on this one, so watch that if it gets down there. But again, another oil leak in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's take a look at Tractor Supply, TSCO. The stock had earnings. Right now, trading up around 92. Let me get the exact price here. Yeah, trading around 96.55 a share. Nice little pop there. Stock has upside potential to probably 98.50, but I don't see it really getting through that level. But the gap up this morning is okay. It's not the strongest, not the weakest, but it's a strong move, and the stock is still a strong name. So give it the upside bias into that level. Let's take a look at Fastenal that had earnings as well. Ticker symbol is FAST. The stock is trading down at $49.35. I'm not seeing a whole lot here that looks that terrible. There's still some support at $48, short-term support that is, if it can hold that area. After that, I guess it could go lower, but this is a weak gap down, so I wouldn't really expect this stock to drop all that much today. So don't expect much of a decline in Fastenal, and maybe around that $48 area, it could get a bid to the upside, or at least a little bit of an intraday pop. Let's take a look at McKesson, MCK. This is Drugmaker having a pretty nice pop higher. You're going to look at this one. This gap is, it's okay. It's not the greatest of gaps. The weekly chart is very, very extended, but one thing you want to watch for, probably has upside into the 95.50 level. Around there, it might be a fade candidate. So watch that level there. That's going to be pretty good resistance, but around 95.55, that's still a few dollars higher from here. So the stock still has a little bit of strength underneath it. Let's take a look at Avid, AVID. This stock is getting hit this morning pretty sharply, trading down around that $8.50 level. It is off those lows. The stock does have support around $8.40. It also will have more support around $7.47. So watch for some short-term bounces around those levels should the stock trade there. But again, the gap is not the strongest of gaps, but it's not that weak either. So you got to be careful with this one. That's what we're looking at this morning. Let me see what else we got. Rite Aid also had earnings. Ticker symbol is RAD. I don't really see anything there. There is going to be support on Rite Aid around $1.58. After that, I believe there'll be more support. Let me just look at these charts here closely. Down around $1.33, around $1.33 to $1.30. Stock will have more support. So watch that level if it gets there. $1 and I believe $1.58, $1.48, and $1.33. Right in those vicinities. Those are all your support levels for Rite Aid. Looks like a weak gap down, but nonetheless, stock is really not that strong of a stock to begin with, and it's a low price stock, so you want to be careful. So all in all, watch the Chinese ADRs today. Keep an eye on that U.S. dollar index. That will tell you everything you need to know. You won't even have to follow the European news. Again, dollar goes down, market goes up. That's the bottom line usually. Okay, and we'll see how it plays out. It looks like jobless claims were just released. It looks like jobless claims up 13,000. So that's not good news. Futures are starting to come back in. Futures are coming in off the news, but I don't think this is a long-term event. Again, it looks like jobless claims did spike higher, up 13,000 from last week. I'm not sure what the overall number is, but either way, it looks like jobless claims are out, and markets are in a little bit of trouble. So markets are starting to pull back a little bit here, as jobless claims were not as good as expected, and we'll just have to see how it goes. And it looks like we have a hotter core PPI number as well coming out. So little economic data coming out, futures pulling back just a little bit. They are getting a little bit of a bid though, and nonetheless, they're still positive on the day. So we'll see how it trades from there. But nonetheless, jobless claims up 13,000 to 380,000 this week. So again, that's not what was expected. And considering last week's job report, that's not what the market wanted to hear. Also, I believe that the PPI data is out. I'm not sure exactly what the data is, but who cares about the news? We just watch the price action. That's what makes money. All right, everybody. I'm going to leave it there for the Thursday report. I have to get this out, and I will see everybody on the charts very, very soon. Have a great trading day, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning.